So everyone in my school were given like library class time, I guess. I forgot. It was something weird.
You should
But,
read the books, because I used to do that.
oh no, I never liked books. They were stupid and
Oh
dumb.
my god, I still have books I stole from my teachers in like 5th grade.
Okay, so so we were given time to do library stuff, and if we didn't want to read books, they had Legos available. And I used to always like slip like 3 Lego pieces into my pocket. By the end of the school year, they stopped letting us go Legos because over half of them have disappeared.
Oh, that reminds me. So, our school has like, basically, if your parents have to work for like a few hours, you can go to this thing called H&H stands for homework and help, right? But basically they just you just kind of do activities after school or whatever until your parents arrive and do homework. But nobody actually does their homework. Most people just kind of mess around. I was okay. So this was back in second grade definitely. Because I was a bitch in second grade.
Bro, I had so many Sims in 5th grade, and that's not even a joke, and I don't know why, because I literally used to eat grass.
Okay, so basically, we were hanging out in an H&H in the cafeteria, right? And they'd given us these toys because dismissal like just ended, but people were doing homework, so we had to be quiet. And they had these like big Lego toys. They're like Legos but bigger and probably off brand.
You mean Duplex?
Well, it wasn't Duplex. Well, it might have been. I don't.
Or was it like
remember.
Mega Bloks? Because Mega Bloks is kind of like Legos, I guess.
Yeah, no,
My
because
friend Legos are cringe.
yeah, I think it was Mega Bloks or whatever. But I was messing around with them, and I was like, okay, so I'm gonna build a gun. So.
Oh, no.
So I build a gun, and I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna put it in my pocket. Okay, so I've built a gun out of these Mega Blocks in second grade, and I've put it into my pocket. And then suddenly I'm called to leave. They dismissal or whatever. Basically my parents have arrived and I can leave. So I start walking, but the gun's still in my pocket, mind you, and I'm standing in line, just waiting for my chance to leave. And a teacher looks at me, asks me what's in my pocket, and I pull out a Mega Bloks gun, and
Oh, God.
the teacher is pissed. She asked me why I was trying to steal from the school, and why I tried to steal these Lego Mega Blocks, and why I tried to build a gun out of it. But she's more concerned about why I was trying to steal it, because in her eyes, I'm some S tier robber, you know. I'm some criminal mastermind here.
Bro,
Absolutely.
What are you stealing again?
So she has to call the principal. And tells the principal, and the principal is just like, okay, well, I'm gonna call this kid's parents. So they call my parents, and I'm still waiting in line, right? And my parents pick me up, and I don't tell them about what happened, right? I tell them nothing, and like they're like, how's your day at school? I'm like, it was fine. And we get home. I'm finishing my homework, and so I hear them get a call. I don't hear the exact conversation, but all I hear is them walk into my room and just start yelling at me.
Bro.
Was the reason because you made a gun?
Oh no, they didn't care about the gun, you know. I'm just going on with the family tradition.
Or
But
because...
they got mad
Wait,
at me.
what?
They got mad that I was stealing.
Second
oh my-
grade or no, yeah, second grade. I was like it was like a Sunday. I was like playing my Nerf gun, shooting my brother, and I put it in my backpack to hide from my brother or something, and I forgot about it. So then I went to school. I opened my little backpack. I saw my Nerf gun in there, and I thought I was gonna get like a real big trouble because of the I thought like I was gonna die or get arrested. It's actually a pretty cool Nerf gun. It was like one of those big ones, big handgun. Yeah, big handgun. It was like
Did it happen to be black? And it contain real bullets?
No, it was like a green and orange. And how?
Dude, that's called clutch or kick.
In 6th grade, though, I brought a utility knife to school.
Oh, why the fuck? Okay, just continue. I
I don't know how to cut oranges.
That's
Okay.
I want to hear this. Continue. This story is great already.
Yeah. So, me being the idiot I am, dropped it in Spanish class.
Oh my.
And the Spanish teacher saw it before I even noticed it fell out of my bag. And she's like, "Who does this belong to?"
Wait, was it like
so nervous.
okay? Have you guys you know that scene from Joker where he drops the gun in like the children's hospital?
Pretty much, she finds it and she asks who this belongs to. And we all know I don't do well with talking to a lot of people or saying stuff in general, right? So I get really nervous and I don't say anything. And we get called up to the office the next day. And
You ghosted her.
Yeah, so they're interrogating students, right? And I didn't know it was about the pocket knife. I didn't think it was that big of a deal. So I was like, yeah, everything was normal in class that day. And this one dude ratted me out. So they called me up again. Yeah, I'm not gonna say who it was, but like...
No, do not dox him, okay? I'm recording, man.
So, they ratted me out, right? And I got called up to Mrs. office.
Okay, actually, I take it back. He deserved it. Dox him. No, okay.
Oh, I really want to. And she... You know how utility knives, they're not really that sharp?
Yeah.
So, I don't really get why it was a big deal. But she's like talking to me like this is a serious problem, right? And I'm like over here crying because she looks really mad at me. And I don't like when people look mad at me. So I'm like freaking out and breathing really fast. And she doesn't know what to do at this point. Besides telling me that she's gonna call my parents. Which is just
that is the worst.
No. Yeah. So I'm freaking out. She calls up my mom, and I have to wait after school for my mom to get there and talk to her, right? So she puts the little knife in a little baggie and zips it and hands it to my dad because my dad is the
crime scene.
Yeah, she hands it to my dad.
There's like caution tape everywhere.
Okay. So the funniest part about this story is that the only reason I brought it to school was to cut the stupid oranges.
Yeah, if they just
so
supplied proper butter knives, then it would be okay.
Well, no, schools aren't even allowed to do that. Like,
scissors
they're not allowed to have
sharper
butter
than
knives.
well, they probably are, but
knives.
it's too much for our school. It's
So in 4th grade, there's this kid named Nathan. He looked like Sid the Sloth because his eyes are so far apart. He almost like a dinosaur.
Yeah, I know.
And so he was mean to me. I don't know why I was friends with him. Probably just like get popular, I guess. I didn't. He was just a jerk. He was annoying, and he was short. So whenever I tried to intimidate someone, he would like stand on his tippy toes, and I couldn't. I always tried to stop, not laugh, because it would make him madder. One day, we were out back in the wall area, and he's like, "Hey, do you want a bullet?" And I was like, "Sure, I'll take a bullet. That sounds cool." And so he gave me the actual bullet.
Yeah,
and he had like 4 others, and the other kids were there like, "Oh, that's cool." They didn't say anything. And
your local bullet dealer. No, the question is, how did he get the bullets? Just continue. This.
Dude,
oh yeah, and he gave me one, and I threw it over the fence, and I said, "Can I have another one?" He's like, "Sure, whatever." And I got it, and I brought it. So then later that day, my family and my grandparents went to the restaurant and said, "Hey,
hey guys, look what I found."
Yeah, I said to my grandma, "Hey, look what I found." It's like my friend gave me, and I had to pull out a freaking bullet. And they're like, "What the heck? What is that?" And then then my parents got home, they called school and everything. The next day, I was just in the office and it said, "Don't do that." Nathan at work tried to blame it on me, and I didn't have anything. And I said, "Oh, I I know it was that dangerous because I thought, oh, it's just a bullet. What is a bullet?
You know, that's like literally though. It's like, what are you gonna do?
Kind of dangerous.
But
I mean, it's kind of suspicious, you know.
That's like bringing, yeah.
I was just kind of scared, but I wasn't really that.
But how is it dangerous? That's like getting mad at a student for having a backpack because they could possibly throw it pretty hard.
Okay,
but no, it's literally a bullet though.
No. Wait, did it have the actual bullet or was it just the casing?
It was an actual bullet with gunpowder in it and everything.
Yeah, that's dangerous.
Okay.
Because if any amount of fuel gets into that hammer, or if it just hits the ground hard enough, it could go off. And if you're holding it while that happens,
literally
then
chucked
it could
into like the other side of the
or just cut a hole in it.
Like,
The story takes place a few years ago.
Whatever you say, bro. It's kind of weird.
Wait, well, yeah, because it was 2019, yeah. Back when the world was not shit. Okay, so, we're sitting in Spanish class, bored as all hell, because the teacher would not let us speak. So, we're doing our assignment, and the teacher leaves the room, and then, so, first I have to give some context. Okay, so there's this kid, what should we call him? What do we gotta call him?
Rat.
Is he an idiot?
Heathen.
Yes, he's
Heathen.
a complete idiot.
Heathen.
Okay, call him an idiot.
Heathen.
Okay, so, yeah, Heathen. Okay, so Heathen. So let me tell you about Heathen. He's probably autistic. Okay, that's gonna sound really bad. I just called him an idiot. But he was definitely autistic. He was dead. Just the way he acted, like he was definitely. He had some. I'm gonna sound so bad. Oh no.
Get ready to have your channel striked.
Actually, no, it's fine. My Among Us video is on. I can't sound any worse. Suddenly, he has a huge smile on his face, and out of his backpack, he pulls out a bullet.
A bullet.
I see.
So he starts playing around with it, like he starts like messing around with it as if it was an actual toy, just smiling. People look at him, and suddenly like whispers go around the classroom. It gets to me, and like they tell me to look at him. I see the bullet, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, this isn't that bad. But then the rumor comes around that if he drops it, then we're fucked. If he drops it, it's gonna, fucking do damage.
Ooh, wait a minute. I just realized something. Without
Bullets do damage.
Without no, not that. So without the barrel of a gun, there's a good chance that a bullet might just explode into shrapnel.
No, but like everyone was so scared because if we were to drop it, we would be screwed. And tensions are rising.
When I had that bullet, I did not know that, and I was like throwing it everywhere.
You could have murdered someone. Like they're like, you have to get rid of that bullet, and you're like, okay, and you just like toss it over a fence. You toss it over a fence.
Dude, you just hear a loud bang.
Oh yeah, I did that. I remember doing that.
What the hell? What the hell? Oh,
Kid,
okay.
what are you on?
Yeah, no, I wasn't a bullet expert when I was a kid.
So tensions are rising, so we can't speak because basically, if one person speaks, somebody else is gonna speak, and it's just by the time the teacher comes back, it's just gonna be a bunch of talking. And I don't know why, because we could have easily just started like yelling and everything, but we didn't. We stayed silent, which is quite a surprise. I mean, you guys know how school is. Like, it's the teacher leaves the room. I don't know how this happened. So eventually, the teacher walks back into the classroom, and I want to mention he's right next to the door. What do we call him again? Heathen. Heathen is right next to the door. He's So the teacher walks in and sees him playing with the bullet, and he like looks at her smiling and then puts it in his backpack as if it was a toy, because he doesn't think that she's gonna get mad at this. He just thinks he found this cool toy that happens to look like a bullet,
Yeah, or he knew it was a bullet.
I don't know if he knew, because he was playing with it like an actual toy, like flying it around.
Well, yeah,
and
but
stuff.
if you got a bullet, what would you do with it?
Throw it
Keep
at
it in your
people?
pocket?
Oh yeah.
Dude, what?
Okay,
You
so
therapist or something. Yeah, don't.
I tried that, and then I threw a bullet at them. I haven't seen them since. A teacher, so.
What?
Okay, what was that? Okay, the teacher comes back into the classroom, sees his kid with the bullet. He's still smiling, and then he puts it back and gets back to work. And the teacher is just confused as all hell, like thinking this is some kind of reality TV show because this kid is not doing anything. Like you would think. You would think that the kid would like try to quickly put it away and hide it, but this kid did not do any effort of hiding it. And the teacher leaves the classroom, comes back, gets to, like whispers something to the kid, and they both walk out. And I'm like, okay, I think I know what's happening. But she told us to continue doing our work, but of course nobody did. I mean, I don't think anybody was actually doing their work in the first place. But once she leaves, it's just loud whispering. Everybody's talking about what the fuck is happening. And I hate how schools are so transparent about what's going on. Because we were in that classroom alone for like at least another hour. At this point, we should be going on to lunch. So then at like 12:30 or so, an hour after I'm supposed to be having lunch, she finally comes back and like tells us to be quiet and like lines us up and tells us that we can go. And we have lunch. I think it's they just kind of nobody else was having lunch. It was only this one class in the entire lunchroom, which was actually pretty cool. Apart from the fact that I had no friends in that class except for my crush. Anyway.
Crank? You had a no, I'm kidding.
Okay, no, okay. Quick story. Here's right before spring break, right before the virus. You know how they were having a dance, right?
Oh, you told me about this, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, it's finally my chance to ask her out. And then the virus hit. And
Dude, that sucks for you.